Dark clouds hung in the dismal sky like a canopy of gray doom. A musty, disturbing aroma traced the slight breeze, and the only sounds were my own labored breathing and the pounding of adrenaline flooding my brain. I forced myself painfully through the small, cragged crevice in the cell wall. I was out, saved from certain demise by my friend Chico, who had chipped away diligently from the outside, while I impotently watched from within. With his final bit of strength, Chico kicked in the narrow plexiglass window, and we pried it loose. The Herculean effort had taken its toll on my friend. As I scrambled out, he collapsed in a fit of coughing, and blood sprayed from his nostrils. I held his sweating head in my hands, silently berating myself for questioning his motives. Hang on, Chico. I'll get help. I looked around desperately, wondering what to do. I'll get you some water. No necesito, amigo, Chico rasped. It's muy tarde. Come on, essay, you know I don't speak Mexican. Tired old joke brought a slight smile to his lips. That's because you're a stupid gringo. Yeah, well, I'm not the one using my last strength trying to bust into prison. Shows what you know. I only came back to get that money you owe me. What money's that, Chico? That money you owe me for saving your sorry ass, he coughed. Frankie, can you do something for me? Sure, partner. Anything. What is it? There's a woman I knew, a great beauty. Chico struggled to speak. She gave me many nights of great pleasure, and I've never forgotten her. I want you to find her. I want you to thank her for giving me such wonderful memories to warm me through countless cold nights. Can you do this? You're going to make it, brother. Hang on, I implored. You must promise me, Chico insisted. All right, all right. I promise, I relented. But how do I find her? She had the face of an angel, the body of a goddess, and the soul of a demon whore. He spoke with fond remembrance. Yes, Chico, but where do I find her? Who is this woman? I had to know. Your mama, Chico said flatly. I was stunned at my friend's ability to display a sense of humor at a time like this. I staggered to my feet and ran to the front of the cell block. Maybe I could get help. Maybe I could find water. I stopped in my tracks. What I saw there tempered my momentary elation of being freed from the death vault. The yard was littered with corpses in varying degrees of decomposition. I supposed these were the ones who had managed to extract themselves from their cells earlier. Either they had succumbed to their starvation or what? How in the world had so many died in the yard? Maybe there was something in the air. I ripped my shirt and wrapped a ragged piece around my nose and mouth. Several scavenger birds stabbed persistently at the decaying bodies. Whatever ended the lives of the unlucky apparently wasn't affecting the birds. I felt lightheaded and sick, but I didn't have the strength to vomit, and there wouldn't have been anything to throw up anyway. I knew I didn't have time to linger on the grotesque scene being played out before me, like some real-life Dantean drama, or some old Hitchcock film gone horribly wrong. In this movie, the beautiful blonde wouldn't be plucked from peril at the last moment by the handsome hero. In this movie, Tippi Hedren would be carried off, kicking and screaming, by giant, merciless creatures. My head was swimming from hunger and fatigue and confusion. I felt strangely self-conscious, as if the predators feeding on the dead had turned their attention to me. In my feeble state, I feared, should any or all of them sense my vulnerability, it would easily overwhelm me. A big-headed crow nearby spat out a beak full of flayed flesh and raised to full height. as if sniffing fresh meat in the air. He stared my way, unblinking, then brazenly approached. I was frozen with fear and apprehension. I see you finally made it out, he spoke. What took so long? Momentarily taken aback by a talking bird, I scrambled to gather my wits. I couldn't get through the wall, I answered. Couldn't or didn't want to, he challenged. I don't have any tools, I defended. Your friend got out, then he got you out. And how'd you repay him? The crow said accusingly. Wide-eyed with panic, I remembered my task. I have to get water. So, what's stopping you? Asked the crow. I looked around, confused. Where's the water? Why are you asking me? I'm just a crow. But you can talk. So can you. That doesn't mean anything. You can talk, think, reason. Yet, you ended up here, left to waste away. You left your family behind to fend for themselves. You deserve what you got. Superior beings. Ha! It was inevitable you'd be the ones that ended up destroying yourselves and everything else. You know what happened? I asked. You haven't heard? No, they just quit coming to work. Just left us here and the TV and radio's off. I don't know anything. What happened, Crow? The bird snorted disgustedly. Human science, trying to unlock the secrets of the universe. They're poking around with things better left alone. Any silly bird knows the secret to life: eat, drink, mate, sleep, live. And you don't kill other than to survive. You humans, killing for greed, domination, land, jealousy, self-serving interests. Ridiculous. Are you referring to me? I suppose you qualify as a human, although barely, said the crow. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Are you trying to forget? Leave the past behind? That's it, isn't it? You're trying to move on with your life and leave all the unpleasantness in the past. Live your life in peace. Well, it doesn't work that way, buddy. You can't leave it behind. It stays with you and never goes away and hangs on you like the stench of death. It doesn't wash off. That was an accident. If you say so. It was. Was killing Chico also an accident? What do you mean? Chico. Was your killing him an accident? The crow said accusingly. I didn't kill Chico. He saved me, I said defensively. Really? Then whose blood is on your hands? I looked down at my hands. I felt disoriented, as if seeing everything from 10 feet on high. You're crazy. You're the one talking to a crow. My mind was splintering like termite-infested wood. Reality and rational thinking fell away like loose rocks on a steep hillside. The crow taunted. Late one night came a rapping, tapping at my chamber door. His beak clicked noisily, producing a convincing tap, tap, tapping sound. One more chance before I fly, to live the truth and not a lie. Heed a needy stranger's cry, one more chance before you die. On that enigmatic note, the crow flew up and perched on the broken out window frame at the front of the cell block. A homemade sheet rope hung there, used by those who'd escaped the terror within only to meet their demise in the yard. Before I knew where I was going, I found myself scaling the wall and scrambling through the window, tumbling back down into the day room. The stench was overwhelming, and I couldn't believe I was subjecting myself to such a disgusting scene. There was nothing for me here. The most logical thing for me to do was to flee from this area as quickly as possible. But, as I've stated, Rationality had long ago departed. Some unseen force compelled me forward. I began searching cell to cell, checking for any signs of life. A graveyard of doubt clouded my head. Remorseful, guilty thoughts invaded my consciousness. The kind like those that wake you up in the middle of the night, eating at your insides like maggots on garbage that's been left out in the sun. Each cell was ghoulishly similar. I can't even describe it. I don't want to. What had caused such devastation? What had led to all of this? And why was I still alive when seemingly everyone else had perished? Why the hell had I gone back into the cell block? The only thing I wanted was away. The crow's rhymes echoed in my head. 2 dozen blackbirds baked in the pie. Save another brother, don't ask why. 24,000 gone away to fry. Find him and you live, and the devil flies on by. For the briefest instant, the sun broke through the haze, and a beam of light shined through the day room window, falling directly onto and illuminating one cell in particular. It was like a dramatic unveiling of a Bernini sculpture in Vatican City. Dream? Hallucination? Providence? One or the other, all in one. I had long ago bid adieu to logic. Curiosity bested reason. I discovered and retrieved the manual cell door hand crank and began working on the mechanism. The sturdy door lurched open haltingly, like a heavy stone from an ancient tomb. I felt that whoever or whatever lay within held my fate in its grasp. Was I unleashing Pandora's box or revealing clues to my destiny? I cautiously entered the cell.